Welcome back, everybody. We're here in the workshop today. It's kind of a little bit chilly. I think we're like second day in the spring. We're making a couple of teaspoons today and doing the old trick of cutting it right down the center to the point, to a certain point where they still stay attached, and we're going to create like a mirrored image of teaspoons. And of course, it gives you the opportunity. You can alter the design on one or both when you finish doing your cuts and stuff. And we're using our trusty coping saw, and it's all still done by hand, but I'll be honest with you, I'm still thinking about doing some scroll action here in the future, because I do so much of this kind of carving and cutting and everything like that it would sure be nice. And we use our patterns and old spoon to get the shape and stuff like that. So we're going to do a little bit of cutting and bring it back when we get to that point. And we'll put this like this. Hopefully everybody's warming up some. I know I'm talking to a number of folks in the northern part of the U.S. and Canada and stuff like that, and they say it's be another few weeks before they experience what I am here in bird bath and things bloom. The fruit trees are all blooming out and whatnot. And see what we're working for. We're gonna cut the spoon bowl slot away, and then we'll work on the handle. But I mean, you can, the lines are for the handle are just a guide. You can leave them as big as you want to or thin as you want to, and then once you get it down to a size, you take your carving knives and hog off as much as you want to. Alright, we got the bowl section basically cut out, and like I say, you're gonna have two, and kind of like a mirror image teaspoons. And now we're gonna work cutting some of the handle down, and like I said, this is just a guide, and you can adjust it to suit your needs, or you can make it look the same or whatever else. So here we go. Okay, you see how we got one side cut, and use that black magic marker line as a basic guide. And yeah, don't be afraid to go over or beyond the line, because once you start carving it, you're likely to change the way the handle looks and stuff. And I'm forever experimenting with different ways of making handles look different, and squaring them off, rounding them off, and even toy with the idea of cutting a hole in the center, different patterns and stuff. And hence, that's why we always talk about scroll saws and stuff like that. Being able to decorate things or pull rolls things or something like that, would make a lot unique looking type spoons. And we had processed I had processed some of those spoon blanks, and I got them laying outside here because it's a sunny day, so I wanted the sunlight to get to them. And that's where this wood comes from, all this junk from an old maple tree. Anyway, now what we're going to do is cut that side off. You can see here how the outline cut is now complete, and the handle is a bit long, but I always like to give myself a little wiggle room to work with. And you can see the split. Once I cut this, you'll have two basically mirror images of whatever spoon you're working on. And like I said, this is a teaspoon, and we'll get that knocked out. And it feels dry, really dry this time, but there might be a little moisture up in there. We'll know when we get that cut complete. Alright, you'll see where the center line cut has been completed, and you've got two spoons that look just about the same, and where one is thicker, the other one is a little bit thinner. And by leaving the handles long like that, you can figure out, you know, whoever's going to use the spoon, where their hand needs to be, because you get a really big hand, you won't end up with much left over. But if you get a little tiny hand, you know, you could shorten it up a good bit. And then you just kind of look at the faces of the bowls and determine if there's any imperfections in it, and if there is, you'll know where to carve it and stuff like that. And it's the same way with this one. Just take a look at it. You got plenty of heft meat left up in the body of the teaspoon, and you can work it from there. Okay, I'm going to take the Sloyd knife, which is this one right here. It's a little bit longer than the, this is another Sloyd right here. And hook knife. Hook knife. Okay. Alright, now we're just going to see how we want to carve the shape of these teaspoons. And we got two blanks that are roughly the same, one that's slightly thicker. And you want to check out any bad spots, because like I said, this is wood that's been plucked from the firewood pile. And we'll check that out and get that going. Alright, we're going to use our detail knife here to figure out where we want to make our cuts at. And as you know, most spoons have a little curve that leads up into the bowl section. It don't necessarily have to have one. You're at this point in your build or your carving that it's your spoon. Make it look how you want it to look. And how I'm showing you it here, this is just like one of a dozen ways that you know, I do what I do. And I work on this side a little bit, and then we'll come over here. We're getting ready to get a lot of rain here in a bit, and the wood has a very kind of a moist feel to it again. This is probably going to end up being a video that'll take 2 parts to do, because it's just so much to show doing stuff like this. And of course a lot of times I'll just build the spoon from a hatchet build, and then come right straight into the detail knife. The detail knife's a smaller blade and allows you to get into tighter spaces. And this wood dried up nice, man. It sure did. But still got a little bit of a moist feeling to it. You can see the grain in there running like this, which is kind of weird that it's all running one direction. A lot of times I get like pieces of wood that have swirls and knots and everything else in there. Okay. Alright, I'm doing a little bit of bowl work here, kind of using the hook knife to bring it out. And this kind of wood, it's like real easy to break, so you want to make real shallow cuts, more like you're just kind of scraping it. As you see, it is not very thick, so you want to take it easy. And if your wood feels kind of moist and stuff, you want to stop so you don't break it. And you see how long the handle is. That gives you a lot of design room and to measure your hand to see whether, you know, when you choke up on it and use the spoon as you would in normal use, and how much is hanging out. Okay, we got the teaspoon down to basic size, and you'll probably notice that this is more of a flat spoon. Really doesn't have much of a crank to it, and that's another technique that we'll show you. Probably do that. I'll probably put this blank to the side, and the next one we do will be we'll show you how to carve in a crank. But what you do from here is really anybody's choice. You know, how you want it to look, more rounded, more square, and stuff like that. But teaspoons are definitely more challenging than what I call the little bit bigger than a tablespoon, but these are easier to carve, in my opinion. And you got even bigger ones around here that are easy to carve. But we'll work on the shape a little bit more, then we'll take the sandpaper to it. All right, we're going to take our coping saw here, and we're going to make a cut right here at the tail of the handle, kind of give it a more traditional look. But again, this is up to each individual's style, and just do whatever makes you happy. All right, we're down to a blank that used to look about like this to something like this. It's the bowl face here. I believe we'll take some sandpaper to it and see what we can make it look like. Alright, we've done a little bit more detail work and some more sanding on here, but you kind of get what we're angling for, and how far to sand and how far to detail is totally up to you. The shape of the handle, the shape of the bowl, it's up to your own particular imagination or desire, so to speak. And yet here's another blank that we could work with. And normally what I do is I will use food grade linseed or linseed oil, I should say, and you know, to give it its stain normally. But that's what we do, and we'll probably end this video right here, and then the next time we get together, we'll show how to carve a spoon that's got some depth to it and some crank to it, kind of more like your traditional spoon here, and we'll work on that. Alright everybody, but there you go, some teaspoon work. Y'all have a great day.